I am Brandon Roper.
I'm Otis Roper.
And together we are still
the SuperRoperBros. Wait for it.
It's good to be back, everybody. We decided to branch out and go see a movie called A Quiet Place.
Shh.
Day one. Oh, dead. Dead? Everybody's dead because you gotta be quiet. Today we've reviewed a movie that came out. It's not really our usual cup of fare because we don't really do horror that much.
Hey, listen, I like horror movies. It's just a lot of them are, how can I put it?
Dumb. Sorry.
There, you said it.
We hesitate to say.
Because we run.
We run when somebody else run. We don't be asked no questions while we run.
Yeah.
We escape.
Yes, we don't trip and fall over everything.
We don't investigate.
Stumps.
We don't. What
carpet,
was that sound? That sounded like a knife being drawn.
Leaves.
The
shadows.
In a machete.
Smells.
Being removed from a corpse.
They're just gonna fall.
I'm not going over there.
It doesn't matter what it is. Also, maybe don't go to the cabin in the woods. I don't know.
15 people was killed here 75 years ago. They never found the killer.
Far out, Brad. Let's go out to the car real quick and let's make out.
Oh,
stupid. We all know it's dumb. They do it all the time.
I checked it.
It is what it is. So, sometimes the horror genre can get a little mundane and routine, but if you've seen the first one, the second one of this movie, you kind of know what it's about. Aliens. We now know they're aliens. Before we didn't kind of even know. I thought it was a government experiment.
We don't know their exact origin. We do know they came from the sky as the audience. Now, we get to see Invasion Day 1. In fact, if you were going to start a traditional story, this is where you would have started to begin with. But much like Quentin Tarantino,
we're gonna take it back to the beginning.
Take it back, take it back like before. I don't call this a reason. I just call it believing in myself.
It is a prequel. Okay, it is the first day of it, like it says, or day one. It is literally the origin of how the creatures got into what they did on day one, how people reacted to them, how the government reacted to them, etc.
A lot happens. You got to pay attention because a lot of people that's gonna be there. Anybody seen Jonathan? Anybody seen Jonathan?
Jonathan.
If anybody saw Jonathan,
nobody saw Jonathan.
Jonathan ain't go back. Jonathan didn't make it.
So, the movie is starring Academy Award winner Lupita Nyong'o, Joseph Quinn from Stranger Things, Academy Award nominee Jimon Honsu, Alex Wolff, Alexander John, Kane Aiden, a bunch of other people I don't really know.
Hey, Jimon Honsu has been in there with me since, was it Amistad?
Amistad.
I'm going to tell you what, man, a tremendous growth as an actor, and watching him do this over the years, like, he brings gravitas.
It's always that intensity.
Like that.
He's coming and he's not giving less than 110%.
I don't know what kind of...
And he doesn't even make noise in this movie.
No, he doesn't.
And I'm still like, hey.
With the intensity of that man.
What that dude is saying, he really means it right.
Just does.
Just saying. He's always bringing it to the cinema. Lupita Nyong'o stars as a hospice patient named Sam.
Oh, well, at least we're starting off on a...
Nope, ain't nothing cheerful happening in here. Anyhow, Sam is a hospice patient. She's got some disease. They don't really go into exactly what it is. She has patches because she has like crazy pain. Patches that she uses to manage her pain.
And we as the audience know that she is terminal.
Yes.
So we're starting there with a character already in a series that we know what's about to happen and the other people don't. The world has no clue. So you're just waiting for... It's like kind of like watching Titanic. where's that iceberg at? I know it's coming, and this is the protagonist.
Yes, and we should start out by saying this, and I just want to get this out in the open. Lupita does a great job in this performance. She is a brilliant actress. She knows what she's doing. She's very capable of delivering the emotional presence that she has on screen. Honestly, the only weird part about this character comes for how they act in these situations. Now, that goes for everybody in the film, so it's not just her.
Everyone.
What do you mean, everyone?
I just don't think I would behave the same way if I knew people was dying all around me. I finally recognized what was making it happen, and the decisions that I make after then and people make around me, I just don't know if I would go down that same process of thinking. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, it's another problem we've talked about in movies before, where you have characters acting in ways that don't actually make sense for the plot. It makes no sense when you know, like you said, what the cause of this is. So you're like, oh man, I know it's the sound that causes it. I think I'm gonna go, I don't know, tap dance through a bell factory.
I'm just gonna leave my shoes on. I'm gonna leave my hard sole shoes on. Everybody that work at the Stacey Adams factory, rest in peace.
Maybe just sit the flip down somewhere and don't touch nothing. I don't understand. We got all these people who are just like, oh, you know what? I gotta go do this right now. They're not saying that out loud.
I gotta do it in work boots. Yes. I gotta do it in rickety wooden stairs.
I need to go down. I need to go down Twig Alley. Okay, there's nothing but twigs there. I know there's twigs there. I'm going anyway. So this is a problem with how characters act, not necessarily Lupita. You got Joseph Quinn, who plays Eric in the movie, who is, I will say this, his acting is good too. He does a good job acting. Once again, it's just how his character acts in certain situations that are super, like, it's weird. It doesn't quite make sense.
Inspirational.
Is it?
Like, you want to be like that. That's like, yeah.
Nobody wants to be like that. Nobody. And I'm okay with a character who's not necessarily like the big macho hero.
Yeah.
But like, doggone, man, when push comes to shove, sometimes you got to ante up and kick in like men. Like men! I'm just saying, I don't understand some of the decisions the characters make. And honestly, we could go into the other characters, but they don't really have that much of an influence over the plot. Except for, you know, a bastard orphan, son of a whore and a Scotsman, dropped in a forgotten spot, and I'm sorry, yeah, Alexander Hamilton makes an appearance. This guy Alex Wolff, I mean, they show him up, and I was looking at it, we was like, just you wait. I really thought it was Lin-Manuel Miranda, like legit thought it was Lin-Manuel Miranda when I saw it. I was like, is that him?
We was like, I am not throwing away my.
He threw it all away. He threw it all away.
We're going to get into the spoilers a little bit in just a second because they're hilarious spoilers. It's not nitpicks. Yeah. I mean, it's a horror film. People's going to act.
Yeah, but honestly, of all the characters we mentioned, those are the ones that have, like, the actual influence over the plot. Even Jamon Hantu, who's in the movie and has a connection to what's happened in the other films.
The previous film.
He's not around long enough to really to affect the story. So the main characters we mentioned are them. That's it.
It's like, hey, I know that guy. Yeah. But the standout performance of this entire film
blockbuster
goes to...
Man, we're going to call it the Cary Grant Award, goes to El Gato.
El Gato Grande. Let me tell you that cat. Hey, shout out to that real cat. I hope you somewhere getting
Frodo out there in these streets.
Mr. Bigglesworth's out there saving the day.
He really was the star of the film. Like, not even like a little bit. Like, a little bit the star.
Freaking unkillable.
Now, as a person who does love animals, I can tell you I would never harm an animal in any situation just to harm them. The SuperRoperBros in no way endorses animal cruelty in any way, shape, or form.
Absolutely not. We said that out loud, okay? Algorithm?
Never.
However,
let me tell you.
The world is ending.
When the world's ending and your cat tries to jump on, I don't know, a metal thing and they've got long clickety-clackety nails, I'm sorry. Your boy's got to go. Like, it's him or me. And I choose me. I know that may sound selfish, but like, you know, like if you got a cat that's making noise, all I'm trying to outrun is you and your noisy cat.
That's it. That's all we're saying. Then the second supporting actor right after that one.
Oh yes, the other
Is
character.
now we didn't want to get in trouble with it, so we can't show you because we want you to be a surprise for the film. So we got our own version. Yes, the bag, the cat, and the bag are the heroes of this story because the cat, as you see, is I hate that.
The cat in the bag,
Yeah.
and then the cat gets out of the bag.
And
Then it's back in the bag.
And then
It's out of the bag.
And then,
I mean, if you've seen the movie, you'll know we're not just milking this joke. It's just what happened.
wait, take it out. Take it out. Take it out.
Oh, shut up, Jack.
He said, Jack, give me a push. And I'd take and run. But I wouldn't push. You know, I'd run back in. Then I'd run again. Still wouldn't push.
Oh, shut up, Jack.
Here's what happens in the film just generally.
Generally, we don't want to spoil this for people that maybe haven't seen it. Maybe you go back and watch all three because of the recommendation.
So some of the things we're going to talk about here are just like what happens in the earlier part of the film. So
Basically.
in the middle of day one, these alien creatures just show up. We can kind of hear it slowly building in the background at first, which I thought was a nice touch by the filmmaker.
The jets flying overhead.
Yeah, and nobody questioning 4 F-22 Raptors in formation flying over Manhattan.
I thought they were Super Hornets.
I don't know. I think those were F-22s. I could be wrong. But yeah, flying over Manhattan in formation.
What is this cat doing here?
He's everywhere the plot needs him to be. So, and he is the true star of even this film review. So anyway, yeah, Lupita is dying, so her character doesn't quite, she's reacting to this a little bit differently than everybody else, and the creatures show up, we learn that it's sound, and that's kind of the generic plot. Okay?
Basically, her world is going to end no matter what is happening. No matter what happens, her world is going to end. And so that's coming from her point of view. Us as the audience are looking at this like, well, we just want to know what happened with that. And it's from her point of view. This movie could be a tearjerker if you've ever lost anybody like that. So it's one of those things we're trying to be sensitive about, but at the exact same time, it's a horror movie and people do stupid stuff. So let the games begin. This cat.
Yes, the cat is still here, and it is out of the bag. So, in the film, we're going to get into some spoilers, I think, now.
Spoilers.
Just a
spoilers.
bit of spoilers. Just
Back
a
to
bit.
spoilers.
Just a bit.
Back to spoilers.
If you haven't seen it,
In spoilers.
just chill out.
Spoilers.
If you haven't seen it,
In spoilers.
maybe just wait.
Spoilers.
Just
Spoilers.
a little bit.
Back to spoilers.
All right, you've been warned.
If you haven't watched any of these Quiet Place movies, like, what are you doing here? Like now, first of all. Second of all, these creatures fall out of the sky. You make noise. They aggressively unalive you. They do it with passion. They are happy in their work.
Yeah.
Like they are. When they own it, they are on it, and they all on it. They unionize.
They hear sound and they come a running. I mean, down
All of them.
the movie does a good job of portraying that too, like when they hear sound. However,
Now, here at the beginning, when they first come, it's like, Gary Oldman called them
yeah,
in The Professional.
yeah, everyone comes. But then there's other times in the film where certain sounds,
You mean like if there was a boiler,
or a straight up
generator, just
just shaking like Harry Carey.
Heck, I'm curious like a cat. I have a couple of friends that call me Whiskers.
Hey, why is that cat?
Hey, well, you gotta understand, brother. This summer at SummerSlam, brother, the cat's out of the bag. Oh, yeah. The cat's out of the bag. Oh, yeah. Coming down there. It's gonna go to Hulk Hogan. It's gonna tell him, I heard what you've been saying about Miss Elizabeth, brother. And we're gonna get you, brother. You can't do that, too, because the cream rises to the top. No, the cat rises to the tippy top. Oh, yeah. He's gonna be coming for you, brother. There's nothing you can do to stop him, brother. Just like this movie, brother. Oh, yeah.
So once again, in the this film. It seems like the cat has gotten back in
the bag. Yes. So yes, we're here with Samuel L. Katzen here for A Quiet Place.
Samuel L. Katzen.
Yeah. One of the things we're talking about in this film that is kind of like an issue is how the sound fluctuates between it bringing all of the bad guys in the city to being maybe one kind of comes and sniffs.
Let's be honest, there's nothing like having a creature that's kind of overpowered to be selectively powerful to make a movie dumb. You got these creatures here and they're running all over, and if they hear anything except for your breathing, your heartbeat, or your cats.
Cats cannot be detected by these creatures.
Detectable gato. That cat is not. And if it is getting detected, some poor sap human is going to take that L.
You can't have a cat in here.
The way I think of it's like this, okay? As a movie gets more and more just ridiculous, your eyebrow just raises and it causes the side of your lip to just, where you just for real, for real, for real.
Wait, did that pipe hit him in the head and he didn't die? Watch the other review.
That type of stuff where it's just completely unreasonable and it pulls you out of the film. And that happens a few times in this, which takes away from it. It's also how certain characters act in certain situations.
Okay, when you finally meet up with the other, how can I put it, protagonist of the story.
Yeah. Played by Joseph Quinn, I believe.
Yeah, okay. What difference does this person make besides making sure that the actual star of the film makes it to safety at the end of the film?
Yes. It really is he's just there to kind of care for her and reassure her and help her. But for what reasons, we never know, because either that scene is chopped on the editing room floor, because, it's happened. The Abyss doesn't make sense with the scenes they cut.
Man,
so
James Cameron,
this film may be suffering from some of that.
We lost something about why he cares or why he just can't at the end of the world.
Yes. And there's a lot of scenes where it involves that. He has multiple panic attacks in there, which I don't really care. It is what it is. It can get a little annoying if they do that to these characters, but I just don't understand, why is he going to do certain, why is he going to the pharmacy for this person he met hours before?
Well, because the world's ending and he needs to step it up for this occasion.
But why? It makes no sense.
But just preserve his own life?
I consider myself
as much.
I consider myself a great lover of people, of humanity. I will try to help you if I can, in any way, shape, or form if I can. But it's the end of the world, man. Why are you following this lady? It just doesn't make sense. And that's where the movie kind of struggles in parts, is the way that characters react to certain things.
Hey, the world's about to end. What are you going to go do? I'm going to go to this place that I know they got this pizza, and I know everybody's getting chopped up left and right around the city, but I'm going to go there. Hey, what are you going to do? Oh, I'll go with you.
That is the plot of the film, by the way.
That makes me just as irrational as you. I know why you don't care. You're not going to be here. If I have a potential of living, self-preservation, I'm trying to go that way, and that's all I'm saying is these characters don't behave that way, except for Samuel L. Katzen.
The cat is always about getting his bread.
Getting the bag.
When they say get the bag, he's got it. He's in the bag with the bread.
Cat's in the bag. Hashtag in the bag.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the issue about this film, is honestly the way characters behave makes no sense, and that kind of takes you out of the film a little bit. And yeah, that's my big gripe.
That's about it. The creatures themselves, I would say, as far as this creature design, I love this creature enough to say that it is its own thing. It's its own unique thing. I love that it has weaknesses. I love that it has abilities, things that it can do, things that it cannot do. I love that about the creature design, and they even introduced a newer version of it.
Yeah.
That is larger. It appears that it's some kind of a farmer or something like that from what we saw. It was new. It was weird, and they didn't embellish it at all. There's nobody to explain it, and we move on, and that was it. That was the newest thing that happened in The Quiet Place 3 besides the stuff you've already seen. Somebody's going to make a noise. Somebody's going to do something. There's going to be a couple jump scares. Somebody's going to get just totally yeeted. Did anybody find Jonathan?
No. Nobody found Jonathan.
Nobody.
I know what happened to the lady who was screaming for Jonathan.
We're looking for Jonathan. In closing, I would have to say that this film is a fun, congruent, reliable, good time that is not only congruent with this subject matter, but like, listen, y'all didn't go out and do nothing crazy with your creatures. You didn't decide to suddenly change the game. This cat.
He's everywhere. He's everywhere.
This cat.
He's all over. He's the breakout star.
So on a scale of 1 to 5 hush emojis, what would you give this film?
I'll give it 3.5 for the acting and just the quality of story. It wasn't cheap. It wasn't dumb. It didn't do anything that I thought was just egregious. Sometimes it was a little wonky. Sometimes, like, it was the wing, it was shuddering a little bit as we hit the landing. But it wasn't anything I was just like, this is dumb, so, yeah.
Well, here's what I love about this one, and I will uncharacteristically give this a 4 out of 5, the hush emojis, because it's linear. It lines up. It's not a story of over here they do this, over here they do this. It's kind of what happened with Tremors franchise. The Tremors franchise went off the rail after the second one.
That's true.
Okay? You have these, I can watch them in chronological order, or I can watch them how they were actually, that is brilliant. So I will say, Brzezinski, bravo on keeping what's yours. 4 out of 5, man. Easily.
Yeah. I mean, you can't say, remember the streets? You can't say that everything sounds the same and then go buy the stuff that sounds the same. So I appreciate the fact that this is an intellectual property from the last 10 years. Like, it was an original story. It definitely had the 2 parts were congruous. This day one is congruous with those. So that is something to remark. That's something to be, like, celebrated in the modern movie culture. So.
Yeah. I mean, tried something new. You kept it going. It's the 3rd movie in, and we're all still interested.
Yeah.
Bravo. You didn't add no outside extra politics that I needed. Like, I can go watch this with my family.
Other than, God, I don't know if it's Dolly Parton or Clarkson Zeta-Jones or just let me have this.
Turn that camera off.
So, once again, I'm Brad Roper.
And I'm Otis Roper.
And this has been
a catastrophe.
God. It really, honestly, if you've seen the movie, we're not just doing a bit. The movie's about the cat.
It's catatonic. Wait, that's not a thing.
Thanks for watching.
That's not what it is. Starring one Lupita Nyong'o.
Oh, no.
You didn't say, like, who's in this movie? You just said
He
starring.
said
It was like,
he said new Peter. Gefilter?
What's the name of his fish?
Gefilte fish.
Gefilte? You know what this is? What is it?
Gefilte fish.
It's filter fish.
That's good. Okay. No, you said.
Oh, wait, leave this. This is
We're
going
roll
to
it.
be the outtake.
Okay.
Alright, so, okay.
Lupita?
Lupita
Lupita?
Nyong'o.
Gefilte fish? You want some of this?
You want?
You could not speak one more Chinese. Man, I missed some Jackie Chan.
I missed the outtakes.
Yeah. Wait, the camera's on. Cut.
No, we're not good.
No, that's the thing.
So we're not got nothing. All right. So